Right, hello again YouTube, welcome back to some more from the dips. Now, you join us, very briefly, before we get to work finishing the Battleship, with, I think it was Mew 2014's J3 fighter that he sent us a little while back. I recreated this in the 100 subscriber special. So there's two bits of news from him. The first was, I screwed up while I was building this in Kerbal. It turns out it is indeed a fighter bomber, it's got bombs here. I have no idea how I missed those magnetic bombs, but yeah. Second thing is, look at this! It's the Medium Buster from IORC. This is from the game I made. It's like a really nice little replica of it. I really like that. It's got the big water tank on the back, the intake scoop. It's got the four engines. It's even got the name. Hasn't got the little icon, but I'm not at all surprised. It's got the squares. Like, I tried to think how long that took decoing the like emergency stripes. It's armed a bit differently. Or it's just a mock-up of the armory, but oh, they actually are lasers. It actually does have weaponry in there. I just really like that. This is like, I think this is officially the first fan art I've got from any of my games, and it's a replica of the main ship, and it even flies, and reasonably nicely too, actually. So yeah, I had to show that one off. It's so nice. It's quite quick, actually. I mean, it makes sense. But yeah, in game, what this thing is supposed to be armed with, it's a search and rescue craft, so designed to intercept like falling bits of space junk. So there's armed with, on one side, I try to remember where the weaponry is. I think it's on one side a water cannon, putting out fires. On the other, a railgun, which is actually for destroying things, for breaking up space debris into small little manageable pieces. And in the middle, a parachute launcher. It fires like these sort of projectiles that stick into the target and then release a parachute on impact to like bring it down safely. I just really like this. I love how the wings are really square, which is like a perfect fit because the models are. The reason the wings are really square on the model, if anyone's seen it on the Discord, is because the model on screen is only about, if I pause, it is only about that big on screen, so there's no point going too high poly with it, because you just wouldn't see it. But yeah, I really like that. Thank you, Mew, for that. That's very kind of you. But yes, we are working today on the Battleship. We're going to finish it. As far as I'm concerned, it's functional enough at this... It is functional enough at this point. Could it be better? Yeah, probably, but it's working. So today, we're going to finish up by probably push it up to about the 700,000 mark, which is fine. It's kind of higher than we'd like, but it's not so high that I'm going to balk at it or anything. We're going to decorate it. We're going to stick some decorations on our old ship. So, start off with the obvious, railing time. I can't remember where the railings are. But dang it. Where are they? Oh, right. I use the default ones, that's why I can't find it. Are we still on pause? No. No, we're not paused. It's still steaming. Right. And more ammo barrels. Oh, okay. We might also have to improve the magazine. That's fine. Oh. Right. Okay, the bow is not squared off. I have to redesign the bow a little bit as well. Just the very front. It's fine. There, and then one of those. Yeah, not perfect, but that's alright. Actually, let's just swap that to metal. This is the very front of the ship, after all. Right. Beam. Now let's put the railings on. We may have to do some more tweaking towards the back of the ship if there's areas like that as well, which there could be. I suppose it would have been squared off, but we, oh boy, yep, I think there's going to be a lot. Right. Yeah, I've got to do it all the way along, so we'll do that while we're here. Yeah, it's a case of it was squared off at the top when I first built it, but of course at first I made the mistake with the height and built it way too tall, so it's wrong all the way through the ship. Yeah, boy. But yes, I think some of you guys might have seen, I now have the ability to create posts on YouTube, which is kind of neat. I suppose I could use that as well as maybe putting out the suggestions on the Discord. I guess I can use that to be like, hey guys, I'll do a poll. Like, do you guys want me to do this or that or whatever? I think as you guys would have seen from that post, if you haven't seen it, I'll tell you guys now. I picked up Cosmeteer. It looked like a lot of fun. A few people have suggested it. And you know what? I do like it so far. It's kind of hard. I looked at the difficulty and I was like, oh, like the default's enemy doing reduced damage and things. Like, that seems a little weird. Let's put it up to like the setting where they're doing like full damage and like normal costs for everything. This was a mistake. This was a terrible mistake. So I might be putting that down, and we'll probably be covering that on the channel at some point because I do rather like it. So you could probably expect at least a video on it soon, maybe even do a little series on it. Who knows? But I'll probably play through a bit more of it on my own on single player first. I'll probably set the difficulty down because I think, at least at the moment, I'm not good enough at it to do it on the settings I thought would be a good idea. Right. I suppose I can float this thing out of the water, probably keep it steady. But yes, I have to admit, with Musecraft, when it said meteor, I thought he'd made a Gloucester meteor, like the fighter. That was quite a surprise. Yeah, the rear's broke too. Oh god, the rear's even weirder because it's actually no, this should be okay, right? Because I can just go. Yes, I might have to. I might. Actually, that should be okay. On our next ship, I got to get the oh, it should be 3. I got to get the hull shape right. I got to make sure we actually get that nice curve all the way along and not end up with a really square section in the middle. I don't know what our next one will be. I don't know what we need next. Maybe that heavy bomber that we've been considering for a while. There's quite a few things I could do potentially, but we'll probably see what we actually feel like we need. Hello, cat. Molly's back. Ah dear, you here to interrupt my recordings again, kitty cat? No, you're going to go quiet now that you've realised you're on camera or on mic. I'd say that, you probably can't hear her. Right. Okay, that's squared off now, so we can do the rest of the slope there. Decorations. 4 meter diagonal, that's the one. 3 meter. Railings are, I find, a very nice simple way to make a craft just look a bit more real. It's just that little feature that like would logically be there on the real thing. Because you don't want any of your guys falling off. Although I don't really know. I suppose for this it's people, right? Like Finest Hour is explicitly like humans, right? I don't know what the crews would be for Neither. I think they are canonically supposed to be crewed. Like they give the AI admiral names, but I don't know because like. I was going to say the Rambot is a robot, but then again I've seen art of it with like a person's head in it, so I don't know canonically whether the Rambots, which is like what you play as, that little robot guy, whether that's supposed to be a suit of like exo armor that the river rat who's like your character is in, or whether it's something they made and it's like a remotely operated drone. I've never really been quite sure. Yeah, deep from the depths lore. Deep lore. Whoops. I've made a pun. Made an unintentional pun. Right. 3 along here. Yeah, I'd say I'm quite happy with how this thing has turned out so far. It's got a little over budget. Would have been nice to stick in budget, but oh well, you know, happens. Let's do the... Oh, how do I want to do this? Do I want to do a allied plate room even for this bit? Just decorate it around this gun so it's not actually in the way. It looks too tall, if anything. We could even do... Yeah, or maybe even just do it from there and just leave that bit open as if they've deliberately opened it up to give that gun clearance. How do we do this? Do I just do them on the outside? Actually blocking it? Oh no, they're not actually blocking it. So yeah, if I'll deco it. It might limit their ability to engage surface vessels, but that's not even really a problem as far as I'm concerned. I think he'll still attack surface ships. I wonder if I should get on the AI systems for them and modify them quickly just to only tweak aircraft. If I do a... Yeah, we'll leave space around the big one. Actually, no, this one's got more clearance. I could probably... Nah, we'll leave space around it because this one actually might feasibly be able to hurt ships. Yeah, in fact, what we could do here is the same thing. Keep the visuals up. Yeah. They deliberately dropped the sort of rail around those, and then we could do, yeah, we could do a... mostly decorative. Oh, hang on. Guess those ones could be solid. Oh, it must be the hitbox on the AA. Smaller AA guns. Right. Yeah, I guess same at the top. I guess some of these can be solid. Cross effects. Slightly awkward three-thing hotkey, but at least they're all near each other on the keyboard. Oh. Right, those are too long, aren't they? Right. Yeah, these are too long, aren't they? Is there a... Does the ship decorations add any extra flat plates? You know what we could do, actually, even? Thinking of the extra decorations pack, we might actually have a solution here. We could do the... Because there are the right ones for this, and they'll look about right. Where is it? Windows. Use the window blocks because they kind of look like a smaller railing. Oh. Right, we might as well use the physical ones where we can. Because that way they can potentially absorb a shot. Will it do much? Probably not, but it might potentially pick something important. The reason for that is because these rather is because there's also 2-minute slopes. Nope, that's not right. That way around. There, nope. Other way around, and... Alright. That looks pretty okay. Let's add maybe some... We could do some fake portholes. There'll still be another layer of armor behind them, and frankly, there's nothing much too valuable to lose in there, even if they are hits, so it doesn't matter too much for weakening the bridge armor. Okay, apart from for bits like that, apparently, where there actually is something behind it. I think we'll be okay anyway. Just do it on these long sections. This cat has wandered off, decided she doesn't want to be on camera. I wasn't for the fact that I have to re-edit the footage every time I try to splice clips together. I'd try and get some good footage of her. Yeah, it's not that I can't edit footage together, and I sometimes do have to splice bits together if someone comes and interrupts mid-recording, but which does happen, of course. Right. Okay, that's looking reasonably alright. We will add some extra little details and bits. Ship decoration pack. I do like those. Actually, let's add a... I don't know what you call them. You sometimes get the... Well, we want the anchors at the front as well, but you sometimes get those sort of like V-shaped, chevron-shaped bits on the front as well. I quite like those. I don't know what they're for, but also add anchors, which we shall do now. We may have to move the AA guns, but where are they? Oh, is it under-sorted? No, that's not it. Actually, no, before we do that... hang on, was that capstone? No, they're not here. They do have the deck holdings, but what we do actually want, we want to improve the magazine because it was sent about ammunition access, and we don't want to have ammunition problems. We do have a relatively small amount of ammo storage, really, for the size of the ship. What we could do is if we just... on mirror, right? We are on mirror. We just expand it by another couple of boxes on each. It's not by much, but it should be just enough to keep it still relatively non-explosive and also not too much heavier to put in the expanded magazine. Camera, work with me, please. Yeah, as I said, there's the bit on top of here. Should be full now, right? Yeah, but just at the 700,000 mark, that's probably about where it'll be. think these are only adding like 1 or 2 extra points for most of these decorations. They make them quite cheap. Right. Oh, right, ship decorations part. It was... There's definitely something here somewhere for anchors, but I can never remember where it is. Bulwark, cold bulwarks, catwalks, no, where? Custom cranes, funnels, assorted decorations. I thought we just checked assorted decorations. Was it in here? No. Oh, anchor and chain part. Oh, it's a sub-menu. Gotcha. These do look kind of enormous, even for our ship. Like, they look way too big, if anything. And we're realistically sized as well. These are just huge. Maybe. Anyway, anchors. Yep. Oh. Kind of look right. Kinda. I don't like the way it clips into the I guess we can deco it and move it manually. Yeah, right. Put it there, and we'll go. What do you think? That would have been bigger, right? Yeah, we'll leave it at that. Right. So forwards and backwards positioning. So if I find a smaller part to click on it, but I don't think that's going to help. Right. Right. Still putting to click right inside of it. Hang on, I do need a 1 meter block so I can see what I'm doing. I'm not keen on that wireframe effect. It does make it a bit hard to tell with the more complicated shapes. I suppose you wouldn't normally get these sorts of shapes, but still. What I'd like it to do is just be just out far enough that the back end of the anchor itself is not clipping into the hull. I think it nearly is. Let's go. Okay, that's alright. Hey, that looks alright. Okay. Okay, so the anchor chain wants to go in about here. So it was... No. Sorted decorations, anchor chains. So... We will use the large chains, but we won't have it go back around, so... It's the large... What is it? Oh, hanging anchor. Oh, okay. Do I like that more? That does look... That it looks better scaled. I think, yeah, I know we've just done that, but I think I'm going to take that off. It looks too small. Right. Yeah, we'll go with the large hanging one, but... Now, how do we get the chain looking like it's coming out? Do we have to model that ourselves? Have they got a... Oh, is that what these are meant to be for? Have I been using these wrong the whole time? Or can you use the idea of using them for both? It's not just them coming out of the... You can also use it for like the anchor coming out of the hull as well. Not just going into it. Yeah, I guess maybe that's the idea. Yeah, that looks alright. Does look like it's coming out of a port and hull made for it. I don't know if that's entirely what these are meant to be for, but... Yeah, if I put these two here, oh, we'll put these physically in here. Oh, they're too deep. Oh, right. Okay, that's a little bit of a problem. We'll have to be a bit careful with the armor down there. We'll We'll make sure that's reformed into the right shape. I think these are reasonably durable, but yeah, they're about as tough as metal, so that's fine. Well, they are metal. But let's make sure the deck is properly reformed or reinforced underneath that. Right. Yeah, and it's kind of in the right place. It looks like it's connecting to that. Yeah, we're not glad this swivelly bit. Actually, let's have a little bit of regular chain first. So, what is it? Decorations. Large chain. I guess we'll do one like that first before it can connect. Yeah. Have a swivel link for the sake of a bit of variety. Oh, that I guess. Then. Ah, okay, I see. I see. Yes, that's like tying it in place while you're moving. Or sailing, I guess. I think this is how you would set this up. I haven't really looked into this very much. Then at some point we're going to want an actual winch to pull it back in. So let's get an extra bit of actual chain. I guess we want it here-ish. Hello, cat. While he's back, are you going to jump up and say hello to the viewers? Come on, cameo. Kitty cat cameo. It's right by the mic. You going to say something, cat? No, don't rub your head against it. Go on, say something for the camera. For the mic, even. I think she's just going to stand on my lap and be awkward while I try to record. Ow. Claws. Claws. No, you're just going to have a wander, aren't you? Okay, we might have to take this AA out, but that's fine. For the sake of the decoration, a worthy trade. She's... You're sitting on my mouse mat, cat. God dang it. It's a good thing you're cute. Yeah, I see you there trying to be cute. Hang on, I'll get a photo of this. Actually, nah, it's fine. But, come on, cat. Why are you being cute now, eh? What have you done something that you're not supposed to have? She's reasonably well behaved, this cat, but not always the best. Where is the... I found that one last earlier and I can't find it now. Go. Hey, and isn't there something else? It's like chain 4 it? Chain... Is it chain 4 windlass? Or do we not need that for the big one? Small... Chain capstan, port. I think we're okay. You said something up there, cat? No idea. Kind of looks right, does it? Yeah, I guess this is a flywheel. I'm not sure what this little one on the end is for. But I guess it connects to something. Oh, one moment, YouTube. Alright, we're back. Cat is still here. You are still a nuisance, cat. You're very cute, but you are a nuisance. I don't know why this is here. This looks like there's supposed to be a belt attached to it, but unless it's for maybe like winding the chains up when you're first building the ship and you're sort of doing it in port. He's really not giving me much mouse mat to work with because she's literally sitting slap in the middle of it. Yeah, that looks fairly nice though for the anchor chain setup, whatever. Oh, I know what we should have that we don't. Just realised I think I've been forgetting about this on our World War II era ships. It really shouldn't be. And we want the... Again, you're sitting right... I might have to move you in a minute, cat, but you are being very cute. Flag! Forget about this. Apparently you don't need... Yeah, you don't need an AI connection to it anymore. They put one up on the mast as well. I've somehow forgotten that's a thing that I'm supposed to have. Hopefully it doesn't mess with the centre of mass. Mass with the centre of miss, yes. Them are some words, what I just said. They don't necessarily mean anything, but they are some words I just said. What are you doing, cat? You gotta try and settle down entirely. You gotta stop loafing on my mouse mat. Oh dear. What am I going to do with you, eh? Alright, decorations. Battleship decorations. Okay, you're actually blocking the screen at this point. Oh, come on. It's on me if you want, I don't mind that. But you are in the way of the screen. I do need to be able to see that. Oh, no, there she goes. Right, life preservers. And some lifeboats, which we could probably stack on the wall here. I don't know what the actual regulations for lifeboats is, whether you'd sort of never stack them that close to a gun for risk of losing them, or how they do it, but I'm sure they do have to be quite careful with how they do stuff like this. Ones. We've got a fairly large crew on this thing, so I'll make sure there's a few. Again, we don't know how they actually do it in Nita, but of course this isn't Nita, this is, what is it, Archaea? We want the canvas life preservers, don't we? Because those are the sorts we've been using so far. We'll try and get some of those nice canvas awning parts as well. Sure there's plenty of those. Right. Because I do like those. I think those are under assorted, weren't they? Yeah. Is there anywhere we can put those? I like them because they sort of break up the shape of the ship a little bit and add a bit more colour. This I hate. Because for the sake of function, we probably need to leave these all here, but I really want to put something on it for decoration. I'm actually going to put... They might potentially block the main guns a bit, and they might have to go if they do, but... I'm going to put those on the back so we at least have a little bit of something out there, and maybe even something else if I can think of something, because... Yeah, some vents from the engines might be nice. Some air intakes for the engines, even. Yeah, if we put them there. There we go. Some intakes for the engines. Oh, right, that was the other thing I was going to add on. Oh, we could do a crane, potentially, on the rear, maybe. Yeah, why not? Yeah, if these get too in the way of the actual guns function, we may have to remove them, but I like the idea of it having too near the rear. It kind of looks a little strange that close to the rear, I think. Maybe some jib cranes, but then again, we've kind of filled most of the available space with gun. Hmm. Definitely put one there. Not be in the way, particularly. Not. The decoration they've got by default. We have spotlights. Any places for those? Not a great amount. Is that going to be it then? Oh, no. I know. I've got to remember to add this. There's add in front of this. And again, in this case, if these are too in the way, we may have to get rid of them, but so it goes. I'd like to have those decorations on it. How would we get around that normally? I guess we'd raise the turrets higher. Makes it a bit more vulnerable, but... Oh, we don't have diagonal. Okay, we'll have to do it with these then. Yeah, I don't necessarily know why they have these. I assume it's to keep water away from the guns, maybe, if a big wave goes over the front. Sort of directs the water away from the main turret and makes sure it's not getting in the way of the ship's aim, but... Yeah, they quite often have seen ships with these sorts of V-shaped... Decoration is probably the wrong word for it, because I'm sure there's some function to them, but... Sort of V-shaped splitters on the front. But yeah, given we're going to be broadsiding, in theory... So decorations towards the front and the back won't get in the way, and also in theory, even if they're hit, they'll be blapped out of existence in a single shot, and then the rest of the shell will continue on. It's not ideal, because it might damage the deck, but just thinking if there's any other decorations we can fit. I do like to make the ships look nice. Just again, it's the problem of the ship's too big, because we're not making full use of the space, because the gun's all the way back here. It's... Oh well. Only one funnel is probably a bit small for a ship this size as well, but hey-ho. Right, what else could we potentially add that would look nice, if anything, or do we just consider that good? We could do a... We could even do a rear mast, maybe, behind the rear gun. Again, I don't want to block line of sight too badly, so we'll go with that. What we've not done is painted it. I know how slow this is. Right. We'll do some painting. Let's see where the water level is, and we'll paint down to the water level, and then I'll do the rest off camera for the grey bullet on the main hull. But yeah, I think I could probably, even if anything, I'll call it there, and we'll do the rest of the painting off the screen. Hopefully you've all enjoyed. We'll finally be able to get this thing into combat, which I've been looking forward to, because it's been quite a while. So yes, catch you guys in the next one. Goodbye.